And welcome to part 2.
Molly.
I pulled up another run for you so you can watch. Yeah, I know it's actually going to be kind of the same in a way, but it's actually not. This is going to be a different mode. I think this is from me playing off of a 360 mode. So the controls are a little bit different, and I also am using a different character. I'm using Fallout this time.
Oh, Fallout, how I hate leave.
Now for the single player discussion. Oh wait, this isn't my playthrough. It's actually someone else's.
You copycat.
I forgot.
Plagiarism.
But this is actually someone else's playthrough. I'll give them the credit. I can't remember the name, but yeah, this isn't mine. But Faye, how do you feel about the single player game?
My single player experience is a 4.5. It feels like an arcade game. That's what it should be. There shouldn't be anything else but. And for the other modes, version 1.1, Mega Black Label, the controls, the ease of them, the difficulty of them, the game will adjust, and it'll just go straight back to normal. Lolly.
Alright, my view of it. Alright. What do I say? Oh. Score. 4.5. Well, that's only the single player mode of this game. Why do I feel it's 4.5? I said 1.5. But 4.5 is... It's pretty much taking into account the multitude of modes. Technically, I think there's a total of 6 modes. No, what is it? Yeah, 6 modes. You have version 1.1, 360 mode, and arcade mode. Now, what's the difference between them? Arcade mode graphics are arcade-ish, which means it's actually the graphics of the game are slightly lower because of that. Because it has to handle an arcade box. But the benefit to arcade mode is since it's also acting like the arcade, there's much more slowdown. Now most people would take that as a negative, but for bullet hell games, that could be a positive.
And they're also expected.
Some people actually play through those games on the premise of certain areas will always be bullet hell and always slow down. Thus, you will be able to do much more point runs on those areas and be able to survive much larger amounts of attacks. Besides for that, now that I've said 3 different modes, there's Mega Black, which is a different aspect of version 1.1, 360, and arcade.
Plus you get a new character, which is an even cuter Lolly.
On version 1.1, arcade and 360, you're accessible to 4 characters. Let's see. The characters are Windia, Casper, Violet, and Rosa. Those 4 characters all have different styles of attacks, and to a point where sometimes familiars' attacks are reversed. An example would be, I would say, Casper. Her heavy attack has her familiar using its light attack. Her familiar's heavy attack is when Casper's using her light attack. That seems sort of balanced in a way, but it can screw you up if you're someone who used to using someone who has both heavies on sync. Windia is pretty much light, heavy. Violet is, I want to say a sort of, she doesn't have light and heavy attacks. She has spread and focused, which is a character that's being used now. Granted, they are considered light and heavy attacks, but it's placed differently to the others. Rosa is, I want to say, a light, very light, rapid to heavy, slow. Then you have Sakura, who's only accessible in the Mega Black Label levels, which I will get into something else on that. Sakura has access to 2 familiars that she can use, and her method, I would actually say hers are a spread light attack to focus heavy, and her familiars pretty much aim in whatever direction they're at on the character. So you can technically set up Sakura to be firing in both left and right directions, which actually will be bad for you because some of her attacks aren't good enough to take them on without the benefit of another. But in lighter situations, it can help. Let's see, what else? Well, yeah, if you notice, there's difficulty ranks. Depending how you play through, there's actually a bunch of different variations to the ranks. Let's say you rank 3 levels. No, you rank 4 levels at rank 3. There's still no suicide bullets, but the minute you do rank 3 on the 5th level, it introduces suicide bullets. So the game does change its difficulty. It actually sets it a little higher at that point. As you go through the levels, no matter what your rank is, it's always going to rank up in difficulty. It's just you have access to only 3 of those difficulties in a way.
Except for Mega Black.
Which brings up a 4th difficulty, rank 999, which is the absolute hardest. The other game modes do not have even close to that difficulty. But it is something that you really need to see to believe at that point.
Oh, there will be a surprise waiting for you on your first run through of that.
Yes, that run through is ridiculous.
I found it fun, but I'm sadistic.
But overall, oh yes, Mega Black, there is another difference between the other 2 variants of modes. The non-Mega Black label only has accessible to 1 extra stage, which is the Gorge. Upon accessing Gorge, the minute you go in, you don't have to go there. It automatically sets the level of difficulties to the absolute highest you can, which means you're actually going to be ranked more than 3, which is not that bad if you really think about it. And then when you actually play it, oh god, even I have a hard time with that. But if you choose not to do that level when you go to the last level, the difficulty will go up again, but not as high. If you go to Gorge and then go to the last level, its difficulty will be ridiculously high. Enemies spawn in suicide bullets in more directions than you may be able to handle.
And once you run out of bombs...
But the game is very forgiving to you. You have unlimited continues to play with. I almost tell people, play it on its hardest difficulty. So when you play it on the lower difficulty, you'll feel better and you actually will get more done.